Carrie. Oh my
Doug.
gosh, so great to meet you right here. We
I know.
never seen a person like this before, so it's really cool. Some holy ground. We've been on together on some of the Facebook threads. It's been a really good time.
So I just started watching your video that you posted with the group meeting that you had, and I just started listening to it this morning. It's fine.
Okay. How far did you get? About 15, 20 minutes in, or?
That's pretty much it. And
Yeah.
I was so bummed because I would have loved to have watched that prior to us engaging, but it's okay because I can go back and listen to it later, and I am definitely going to.
Yeah.
Because you've got so much great information historically of what was happening at that time and the things of Yeshua and what was transpiring, because those writings were so significant for the day, and there's so much that we can glean out of them. And so I'm listening to that, and then I'm connecting everything that you wrote on Facebook with the gemstones. And I've shared with several people that I figured I would do a lot more listening in this conversation than speaking. And I am totally fine with that because I want to introduce people to you. I want them to know of your work because we're sharing the same things, but from different perspectives. And we all need to be bridge builders because we're all coming to these same conclusions.
Yes. You and I, our approaches complement each other, definitely. Coming to the same conclusions through very different means.
Yep.
And it's a wonderful thing.
And I enjoy how you pen when you write and share. I love the style that you utilize in order to communicate these truths. And my friend Kathleen was very excited about us, talking today, and she can't wait to hear what our conversation ends up entailing. But I was just sharing with my husband. I said, well, Doug writes from a very collegiate standpoint. So when I read his works, I have to slow way down. I use a lot of plain text when I'm communicating, but I know that there's the purpose and the plan for the specific words you use, because unfortunately we've been doled down in our communication skills. And because it's been bare bone minimum, we aren't able to fully express entirety of what these concepts are trying to communicate to us. So I appreciate your writing skill. Thank you. And it helps challenge me. So I appreciate that greatly.
And everyone, has their specific gift and their culture of spirit that they're supposed to infuse and program, or not program, but infuse into. So I tried to teach milk one time, and there was no anointing on it. There was no grace. It just wasn't who I am. And I tried to take people real baby steps. And the apostle over our church, she said, well, everybody followed along. And then she just kind of looked at me like, just walked away. Like, everybody followed along, but that's, in other words, that's not what you were called to do. What are you doing?
Right. And you know what? We need to be and honor our anointings. In fact, my husband's going to be going to work real soon. And so I'm going to take a pause so that he can see you and meet you as well. I've shared, Doug. It's Doug.
Doug, sorry.
You just read the text about Greg.
Greg, sorry, my headset. Hey.
He's in work right now. He's in work mode. So everything's really, he's got to go do some heavy duty construction stuff today.
I just want to say thank you. Carrie shared much of your stuff and how your processing and your revelations are very, very, very true to form.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And I've loved your works as well. Definitely.
Thank you.
Admire that. Yeah.
Well, you can see that there's something of frequency right now. Obviously, that there's so much in this, as you know, that it seems to be coming from these amazing angles and perspectives of facets that it all speaks the same narrative, and that's what I find just amazing. That I don't think any of us could fully comprehend the full facet of totality or summation. And so here it is, we can see camaraderie of family that are coming from different facets to express the same thing. And I find that incredibly beautiful. So I just want to say thank you from our hearts to yours. Just thank you for your generous and kind work.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for blessing me. And I definitely bless you too. I've gleaned a lot already. I happened upon one of your teachings about who or what is the dragon, and a person who knows who they are fully and completely. And that spoke, that was like a perfect coagulation with what I was already teaching about that subject. And right away, I knew we were kindred on some level with the things we teach and how we interpret the imagery in that book. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing that where Spirit has me right now is like everything I've been working on for the last, I would say 4 or 5 months anyways. And it actually from the very beginning, but yet I couldn't see it for its total, for its, I'm trying to be careful in the words because you know that there's so much power in this, but in totality, the resonance of completion equates as a dragon. But it really defines death. It redefines death. And so there's a template of design and a template of intention that is dependent on the influences integration. And so the dragon and the death are the same language. You've twined mother and father by right ascension, and you've crossed over to be called beyond. And this is the judge magistrates, the magi. They're coming back.
Yes.
And that's why I can connect like this way. And actually, it's funny. I'm listening to you. I was in the other room, and I got a tingling, and the Spirit just says, "Go say hello." And it's like, so because this is family.
Yeah. Right on. It's about time. It's about time.
Right? I know.
So there's just people that you know that you can feel that there's a frequency being emitted, and it's so genuine and so generous and kind, because this is nothing to be fearful of. Yes, actually I should. There's nothing to be fearful of if you're in right ascension. I'd be quivering a little bit because this is all the same language, but if I didn't know or see, I'm so thankful for what we're able to see and process. But what is coming back are the dragons. The dragons of old are starting to awaken, and they will be called the judge magistrates in there, and they will be bringing the revelation of love of how to properly ascend back to the intention of origin. And it's incredibly beautiful. And I see your tethering and the nuances and how you share and how you articulate. Again, it's beautiful. So thank you. And I just wanted to, before I go, I just wanted to make sure that we connect so we can do face to face.
That's really great. Ken, thank you so much. It's an honor to meet you. Yeah.
Well, it's a privilege as well. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Thank you for coming in.
Okay.
Well, that was just awesome. I love being able to connect heart to heart like this. It gets me, me really, my heart, it gets really tenderized. And, you know, there's like tears welling up right here. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Right on. I know it's already starting. It's already starting.
Yeah.
Because we're in the time of the gathering. I mean, that's really what it is. And, you know, as much as people have demonized technology, I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it.
Me too. Yeah.
So wherever I am wanting to just let the Spirit lead today. You know, like whatever is on your heart to share. You have an idea of our channel and the things that we share. And, you know, my heart has really been on the book of Revelation lately. I haven't done a lot of that as far as sharing it or broadcasting it, because there are such deep concepts contained within the book Gileana. That's what it is in Aramaic, because it means the uncovering or the revealing of that which was hidden. And so, you know, in Greek, it has to do with where we get apocalypse from, and we just know that it means the revealing of that anointing process and who and what this book is about. And so I'm deferring to you on this one, because like I said, I haven't shared or broadcasted much out of this, other than I did a little bit of a breakdown of the 144,000 to try to bring clarity to the heart issue. Because when I go into the sod level of the scriptures, I see, because sod actually means intimacy. And that is the deepest level of scriptures as seen through the Jewish sages.
Oh, yeah, and I'm vibrating with that so strong right now.
Yeah, it's the company. It's beautiful, Doug, because it talks about a group of people that are in close deliberation in intimacy. That's the sod level. And so when we bring forth these truths, it's such an intimate, what I would say, holy, set apart moment that I haven't really done much public speaking about it, except for those who have a knowledge of that already. And so when you began bringing these truths up about the gemstones and all of that, I mean, it touched me so deeply because of the level of what is being transmuted in and through us as we are changing and growing into this maturation process. So I want you to share whatever you want to. And if it dovetails, like, because you're comparing Revelation, the book of Revelation, you're talking about the gems, you're going back into Genesis 1, and the Olive Tav, the Alpha Omega. And I may add a few things because I like being able to go back and forth. But I'm really going to defer to you on this one today.
Okay. So Carrie, stop me whenever.
Okay.
I tend to just rattle on, so just stop me whenever.
So do I.
And just add something that's, another angle, because there's no one angle to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Multi-dimensional, multifaceted, just like the gems.
Right. It's not like someone says after a teaching that I do on the book of Revelation, oh, is that really what that means? Well, no, it's what the Spirit is showing me at this moment in my
That's
walk.
beautiful.
It's what my mirror is reflecting at this time. Now give it 5 years and it'll be something new.
I love that. I'm so glad that you see that too. That's the beauty of the scriptures, is the mirror of where you are at. So it's your personal exegesis, right, of what's going on inside here. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and there's no way in Isaiah 9, there's no way he meant to write righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Spirit will sit in the hearts of people. No, he said, when the Messiah comes, he will sit on the throne of David. That's a political meaning. It has no spiritual meaning. He meant what he said. He understood kings, political kings. Herod was sitting as the king of Judea. So Herod was literally fulfilling that prophecy. Jesus was fulfilling it in spirit. So when Pontius Pilate says, are you that king? The king of the Jews that was prophesied by Isaiah, are you that king? So, well, yes, but my kingdom is not of this world, this political dimension.
Exactly.
And Paul and his brother Paul would come along later and say, righteousness, peace, and joy in the spirit is that kingdom. So, so yes, I am, and no, not literally. So same thing with the book of Revelation. So we hear, there's so much symbolism. I don't even know where to start, but
just wherever the Spirit is guiding you in the moment, because, we are quantumly entangled. We are interconnected. And so probably exactly what you're going to be sharing is stuff that's brewing right here anyway.
Right.
So I love it.
So think of mankind, all of mankind, 8 billion people. Think of mankind as, in a sense, God's bride. Not just people who believe in a certain way, in a certain thing.
Correct.
That was for that era. That was for the Piscean era, with the mouth confessions made unto salvation. But we're leaving the Piscean era, and we're going to leave Pentecost for tabernacle. Then think of all of mankind as, in a sense, married to God. God's bride. Okay, because in another sense, those who are speaking as gods or speaking creatively would be the sons or the tangible manifestation of God. We're kings, we're priests, we're the bride, we're the sons, we're all this stuff. But just for this moment, think of mankind as the bride, okay? So the bride wants to actualize herself. So the bride looks in the mirror and perceives herself, but it's not all in one shot. There's no one thing that you look like, mankind. There's no one thing that you are. You are a perpetual continuum of progression. So just for a second, you're going to be elevated. Come up, Revelation 4, we'll start there. Come up here, and I will show you things to come. O mankind, O woman, you are my book. You're a living book, but you cannot perceive it right now. You cannot read it. It said in Revelation 4, no man could look thereupon. Only the Lion of the tribe of Judah could read the book. So, O mankind, O woman, I'm going to, as you take your sovereignty back, the seals that you sealed were living epistles, but we're sealed, so we can't see our Christ nature. So we can't see our Christ nature. We have to live by a law. We have to live by what Pastor said.
Right. And so just recently, that would be, stopping for just a moment to clarify, because I just had a great interview with Steve Conover and Daryl Lane, and we were talking the difference between Namousa and Aureta, or Aretha. And they're two entirely. So what you were talking about right now is Namousa.
Okay. So, O bride, you are the living epistle. You are the book of life. Your nature is in the book of life. Your nature is written down in the book of life. The book of life is written down inside of you. In other words, your name or your nature is written down in the Lamb's book of life. But you can't see it. So the seals that cover, the scales on the eyes, the seals, the 7 seals come off. And that lion aspect, the boldness of confidence, riding forwards, progression. So you start to look thereupon and you start to notice that, oh, I am this. And what I'm looking at in the Christ, that is me. And I am that. And there's something in the Christ that I am, and that's me also. So you start to look upon the scriptures and see that they are written inside of you already.
Exactly.
You'd been fasting and praying to get them inscribed upon your heart. But it did no good because it has to be unveiled from within. So
can I interrupt for a moment?
Please do.
So here's the difference between the Namousa and Aureta, so that you're aware, because I want to be able to give you these Aramaic words to go with what you're saying. So the Namousa was external prescriptions of law that were coming upon us. Aureta is eternal law that is already in, and it starts out with Aleph Vav Resh. I love this.
Yeah, vibrating
Aleph
with that.
Vav Resh is light.
That's the law of the dragon.
Yeah, so just connecting with Ken here, it's the law of the dragon, the one who is completed, because it's Aureta, and it's the first 3 letters means light. Light, covenant of completion in oneness unity, which is the manifestation of the whole process of the becoming Mashiach, the Christ. Those 7 seals, 7 chakras, 70 energy centers, all being revealed. That is Aureta, and it's already within. So I just wanted to bring that into what you were saying, because there's only like 3 verses in the entire New Testament that use that word, Aureta. In the beginning, let there be light, the celestial law that is already written within that we are discovering.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.